Hello, beautiful. Welcome back to the channel. It's me, Gigi. So happy to see you today. Hope you're having a fabulous, fabulous Tuesday or whatever day that you may be watching this video. For some reason, all of a sudden, my voice feels like it's going to go out. So let me apologize for that in advance. Also, we're running a little late today. No serious reason for that. Just I did not budget the adequate length of time to complete this set. So the editing also went a little long because there's a lot. But we are going to focus on 2 of the nails today. I'm going to save some of the other ones and do short content. So if you are not subscribed, make sure you do. So what I'm doing here is putting my form on, and I like to relax my hand and then pull it back up and look and make sure it's straight. And I do that a couple times just to try to make sure that I'm not putting the form on crooked. Especially with this pinky, as you can see, she's a little crooked. So I just like to make sure she's lined up with the other fingers when I do that form. So no big deal. Everybody's got a crooked finger, or they don't. If you don't, lucky you. If you do, you're part of the interesting crowd, I guess. And I like being interesting. There you go. There you go, guys. So anyway, I'm just painting on a little bit of builder gel. And I have already done the prep on my nails off camera. That was included in the set that I did with my non-dominant hand last week. So I will link that for you in the little thing in the corner so that you can go and check out that if you didn't catch it last time. And it does have my my prep routine in there, which is pretty straightforward, no surprises, except I do use 2 different primers. And if you're curious about that, go check out that video. So what I'm doing is that layered, I'm not sure layered is the word I'd use. It's sort of a marble situation. And as you can see, I put down a little bit of polygel, and it was a glitter gel. And now I'm coming in with a purple one. All of the polygels we're going to use today are by Vrenmol, except the white ones we're going to put on the tips because I didn't have a Vrenmol white and I did have a Model Ones. So what I'm doing now is I put down that first blob of gel, made it go the way I wanted it to go. Then I came in and put a coat of black. Now I'm surrounding that black with some more polygel, and we're just going to create some interesting, cool patterns in the nail bed portion of the set. But you don't have to make them French. You can go all the way down the nail if you want. I just had a vision in my head of white tips, and I don't often do that, and it's my first set. This is the first time I've worn nails, this set and the set I did last week, in months. And I wanted to do something a little more complicated with my dominant hand. When I'm working with my non-dominant, like many of us, I can't get too complicated. And that's one of the reasons why my nails never match on my hands. The other one is that way I get 2 videos for the channel, right? So I never match, but I love that. I think it's cool. And when people see it, they're always like, why don't you match? And so then I get to tell them about my channel and invite them to come on and check us out. So as you can see, I'm just going back and forth between polygel and polish. We're just putting the polish in there to give us some veining in our sort of patchwork marble. It's kind of a patchwork because I'm not using all the same color. But listen, you can do this kind of a technique in so many different ways. You can make a rose with this technique. You can just layer it coming down in almost a stripy pattern, but maybe a messy stripy pattern. You can do like I'm doing here, which is just, I'm just letting it go with the flow. Wherever it feels like polygel needs to go, I'm setting it there, patting it out. Now, as you can tell though, it's very thick. And this kind of technique tends to get a little thick because you want to have room to put that polish down. And you don't want to worry too much about making the shape while you're making all of your little layers of polish and polygel. And you don't have to use polygel either. You could do regular acrylic. Now I'm just coming in and shaping that smile line a little bit to make sure that we're nice and rounded. Each nail should match. Mine 100% don't. They're close, but this is definitely something that I could continue practicing. So this isn't a look I've done a lot on the channel. So it's definitely something that I can continue to improve on. And that's good. I love that. I'm good with that. Again, guys, my throat, I'm so sorry. It's not even like I'm having an asthma attack, but we've had wind advisories the last couple of days. Like 20-degree winds with gusts in 30s. So, which, is not like tornado weather or anything. I live in the desert. But it does kick up a lot of dust, and there's been a lot of pollen because it's been spring-like here a little bit. And I think it's just affecting my whole everything. So I guess I'm going to take some allergy medicine when we get done here. And there you go. There you go. Now, I'm sure you noticed that my form fell off when I was doing the filing, and I just fit it back underneath to make sure I had the strength I needed to create this, the nail tip, the white tip, because that clear was really, really thin, and I was afraid I would break it. So, but clearly it was okay. But when you're pressing it into space, sometimes it can get a little wonky. Okay, so now we're going to do the ring finger. And like I said, I'm going to do the other 3 off camera, only because I really didn't want this, this video to be like 45 minutes long. So, but, I've got the footage. If you guys want an extra long version of this, I will take the time to edit it for you. So you just let me know. We can make sure we get all the steps in, which we do. You see every step in this video, just only on 2 nails. So as you can see, I'm just playing with this little blob and making it sort of a line. As the layering happens, you end up seeing maybe less of it than you think you're going to see. And you'll see that when we get to the filing portion. I tried to get my whole filing routine in, but I tend to drift off camera when I do the hand filing. And so that is really not in the video like I wish it was. I will endeavor to make that happen so you guys can have my full filing routine. But if you make content, nail content, it can be difficult to not get caught up in what you're doing and pull the nail close to you. And that's what happened. And this is my first setback for a long time. So I think I was just focusing on doing a good job and less on doing the filming. So here we are coming in, and every nail has its own flavor, not just in placement, but also in color. Although there is a lot of overlap, there's a lot of that pretty blue color. There's a lot of the glitters. But that first nail was more purple than anything else. This one ends up being a mix of glitter and blue and purple. Then we have one that's a little more green, one that's got a tiny bit of red in it, and then my favorite nail, which is the thumbnail, and it has purple and blue and then 3 different glitters. So I always have a favorite nail. It's not always the thumbnail, but the thumbnail was the last one I did. And I think my confidence was just a lot higher when I did that thumbnail. And I had already done 4 before it. So I just feel like I know it was the quickest one that I did. It was one that had the least amount of extra filing to do. And it's absolutely my favorite. And I'm going to make a short of the thumb for sure, because it is just... I love everything about the thumb. That's all I can really say about that. And you'll see when we get to to the last couple of steps. So now I'm just adding the last little bits here that I'm going to cover with polish. Or, well, not really, because I do the smile line as well. But that's a mistake I made on the thumb, is that I didn't put black in the smile line. And honestly, I feel like I like it better. You'll have to let me know in the comment section if you agree with that once you see the thumb. So here we are, we're making sure our nail bed is extending out a little bit. You can definitely extend yours out much further if you choose to do a set like this and you're going to continue with the French. But you don't have to. You can make it a shorter nail bed, and you can certainly shorten it if you're going to do this with shorter nails, because a short white tip would be really cute with this set as well. So you have so many options when you're working with something like this. Now, one thing I will say about the polygel is that polygel to me is the softest of all of your options. I like Builder Gel strength over polygels, and so that's not the only reason why I put Builder Gel underneath. I don't like the texture of polygel under my nails. I feel like it gets dirty real easy, so I like to always have Builder Gel underneath there. And then I always, even if it's not a full encapsulation, I do put a thin layer of Builder Gel on top, which we are going to get to here in just a minute as well, because I feel like Builder Gel is stronger. I like the texture of it better, the feeling of it better. I like the way the top coat goes on it better. So I'm just a fan of Builder Gel. That's my favorite. And so even when I'm working with polygel nails, there is always a little Builder Gel in there for strength and protection and texture and just the shine of it. Everything about it to me is beautiful. So there's always a little Builder Gel in a polygel nail when you're on my channel. So here we are with those two nails that we built together. And now we're going to come in and do a little filing on those two nails as well. And as you can see, I've already filed the 3 nails before it. And I do want to, full disclosure with you guys, the dark green polygel, there was a couple spots where it wasn't fully cured that I noticed as I was filing. And so, of course, instantly stopped filing, back under the lamp, and definitely touching it and poking it a little bit to make sure that it fully cured the second time around. And then also on the thumbnail, in one corner, there was a tiny bit of that white that also was not cured. So again, stop filing. I had to add a little product because it filed away. Shaped everything out, put it back in the lamp, and then once I went back to filing, everything was fine. But just when you're working with polygel, or honestly any gel, if you're working with thickness, you need to make sure everything is cured. And that's just something I'll have to keep in mind for the future. Maybe just not getting so incredibly thick with the layering, because I know polygel likes to be cured in thin layers. So that's on me. That's my bad. And I will keep that in mind when I do a set like this again, because this was so fun to do, you guys. It's very time consuming because there's so, like this little green part up there by the cuticle, that was not cured correctly. So I did stop filing here in a minute and put it back in the lamp. I did cut that, full minute of it being in the lamp out. But, if I don't tell you about the mistakes I make, then you don't know to watch for those mistakes yourself. Like we said in another video, you can definitely learn from other people's mistakes. And there was the edit right there, where I popped it back in the lamp, checked it to make sure it was cured, and then finished with the filing. So anyway, just learn from my mistakes. You can learn from other people's mistakes. Don't let that ridiculous, you can't learn from other people's mistakes saying become a rule in your life, because it's not a real rule. So now I'm going to come in with my little trusty toothbrush and clean out my nails. I like this toothbrush because it's really soft and the bristles are kind of small, and I feel like it gets into my little channels and pulls all of the dust out. You want to make sure you're always working down from the cuticle and pulling out so you don't shove dust into your cuticle area. That's the opposite of what you want, right? Okay, so what I'm going to be doing now is just, like I said earlier, taking a little bit of the builder gel and just giving it the smoothest, tiniest layer of the builder gel to give us just a little bit of extra strength. And like I said, I like the texture, the feel of it better than I like polygel. But building a nail like this, even with colored gel, unless it's a super thick, self-leveling gel, I think you would really struggle. And even with a thicker gel, I don't know, builder gel would be tough. I'm not saying it's not doable, and there are definitely really talented gel techs out there that I think could probably pull it off. And maybe one day I'll even give that a shot, because like Light Elegance has a very thick builder gel. And it's the one I actually put on my nail beds before I add anything else, because it is so thick, and I can put it down in a very thin layer and it doesn't flood my cuticles or anything. So that I do use a gel that's thick like that. So maybe I'll buy a clear one and we can mix some stuff into it and see if we can make something happen. But, you know, that's going to be in the future, and you let me know if that's something that you would like to see. So now I'm just removing all of the sticky layer on here, and then I'm going to take just a buffer. The builder gel self-levels really well, and it didn't change the shape of the nails at all. It doesn't really need any filing, but I do just want to buff it out to give the top coat a nice place to adhere. And that way also, if there is any tiny bit of a ridge or a bump, it'll get cleaned out. Now again, we're coming in with my toothbrush, which of course was never in a mouth, guys. Don't be grossed out. It's just a clean toothbrush. Actually, I think it's time for a new one, so I'm going to keep my eyes out for one I like. It's got to be super soft bristled. I don't like hard nail brushes. They hurt. I don't like it. Anyway, here we are with our Light Elegance Super Shiny Top Coat. I like Super Shiny, because it is super shiny. It's also a hard gel, so it doesn't wear away like other top coats do. You don't get a lot of wearing at the tips and whatnot. And then also, because it's a hard gel, it's stain proof. Now they do say stain resistant, but I've had several different colors of hair, the brights, and I don't get any staining. So if you're looking for something like that, Super Shiny by Light Elegance. If you can't find it at your shop, let me know. I know 2 different shops that you can order it online. But this is our finished set, guys. Let me know what you think of these in the comment section below. That thumbnail, though. Which one's your favorite? Everybody's going to have a different favorite. Mine is that thumbnail. Everything about it makes me happy. I hope it makes you happy too, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to see you in the next video on Saturday, and lots of shorts this week, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of that. And we will see you in the next video. Mwah! Bye-bye.